It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from New England Brewing Company in Australia, and this is a can of their single hop India Saison Volume 2. This is Citra, and it's coming in at 7.2% ABV. It's a 300, I'm going to guess at this one now, 355 milliliter can. It's 375 milliliter can, and it's 60 IBUs. It was sent to me by the wonderful Mick in Australia. Thank you very much, Mick. Without further ado, let's get this beer out. Ooh, into a glass and see what we get. India Saison. We have a one finger white head, good levels of carbonation, rolling up the side of the glass. It's a hazy straw coloured beer. Looks fantastic. Slight haze going on, a little bit of carbonation rolling up the side of the glass. Let's get the aroma. Oh, thank goodness for fantastic Australian craft beer. There's great craft beer brewed all over the world. America, UK, Germany, Belgium, France, all over, New Zealand. But there's something about the way the Australians make this craft beer that I'm going to hazard a guess as to why I think on a personal level, there's two good reasons why I think I'm sticking my nose into this glass. I'm smiling and going, oh, thank God for, or thank goodness for Australian craft beer. I know when Mick chooses the craft beer for me, they are absolutely on point, super fresh beer. And the other point to that is because it's being sent to me fresh in the post. It's only just hitting the shelves, so it's basically fresh from the brewery. The beer is being brewed with fresh hops. It's then being packaged, put on a shelf, and then as soon as it gets put on a shelf, Mick's making a tube of beer up for me, cardboard tube, and he's sending it across the world over to the UK. Recently I reviewed a beer from Stone Brewing Company. Normally got a fantastic reputation for beer, and I picked a can up of their hazy IPA. Reviewed it, didn't think much of it, slightly disappointed by a Stone beer. Hazy IPA should have been great. It just didn't hit me around the face. Like, even by getting the aroma on this beer, I can tell this beer is going to hit me around the face. And that's because probably that beer has been sat on a boat for a few weeks, then it's sat on a beer shelf for a few more weeks, and it just loses its freshness, it just loses its appeal. It's the reason why I drink a lot of local craft beers these days on a personal level. You never quite see it here on the channel because I drink in a bar called Craft Republic, just a couple of miles away from me here, and the beer is just tremendously fresh and drinkable, and I get that fresh sense from this beer. And it's just a logistical thing, really. As I mentioned, beer is super fresh from Mick, super fresh from the brewery, gets to me within a week or two of it being packaged, and it smells amazing. Always makes me smile. Grapefruit, passion fruit, orange peel. It smells like juice. Let's dive in. But also a little bit of Saison, a little bit of farmhouse kind of aroma going on too. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Oh, this is good. Mm. Oh, that's different. That's really different. There's something lurking on the back. You get a strong sense of like tinned pineapple. Definite, like juicy, sweet, but bitter tinned pineapple. Grapefruit, orange peel, fleshy blood orange. And then this taste in the background. And that taste is, of course, the Saison aspect of this beer. That kind of slight funkiness in there. That slight farmhouse flavour. That just... well, it's just lovely. It's just lovely. It almost separates the beer into it almost separates the beer into three different points. First of all, you're tasting that sweetness from the beautiful malts in the beer. Sweet, wafer-like flavours that carry through into the next point, and that next point is just that kind of wonderful tinned pineapple. So that kind of syrupiness from the beginning of the flavour in the tinned pineapple goes over to tasting pineapple, passion fruit, mango, peach as well, picking up peach flavours in there. And then the third point is a complicated one. It's a complicated one of two different flavours. You're picking up the bitterness from the amount of hops that's in the beer and that kind of farmhouse funkiness. Now, farmhouse funkiness. Saison was a French/Belgian style of beer that was brewed hundreds of years ago. I can't kind of give you the exact date of when this was brewed, but I'm going to say hundreds of years ago, for the French and Belgian farm workers. So the idea was that the farm owner would brew a batch of beer, and it would be for probably a little bit for him and his family, and then he'd give it out to the farm workers at lunchtime with a few slices of bread and a bit of cheese. That would incentivise the farm worker to put a decent afternoon's work in. He's had a couple of beers, he's had some cheese, he's satisfied, that sun's blazing down on the back of his head. Bang! Doesn't matter, does it? I've had a beer and some cheese. I'm going to work all afternoon for you. And that was the point. That was the point of it. So that was this beer style that they brewed was Saison. Farmhouse Saison. This is good. This is very good. Pumped by the love of our India Saison with Eclipse, this time we dose a hazy style malt base with a huge load of Citra. The complex flavours of the Saison yeast blend with the citrus juiciness to create a super dry, citrusy dominated Saison, pouring a brilliant hazy straw colour. It is dry. One thing that I haven't mentioned is how dry the beer is. It is quite dry. Oh, catches me every time. Every time I taste the beer, it catches me. It's not like I'm getting used to the flavour. It's like a proper super hoppy raw flavour straight away, and I love it. It's really tasty. It's probably because it's 7.2% ABV and it's really potent, you know. But super drinkable, super refreshing, super dry. It is super dry. Gonna rate it. I like that. I really like that. It's a super duper beer. Thank you very much to Making Australia.
I don't know that one.
Neither do I. Thank you very much to Making Australia for sending me the beer. I like it enough to give it a Stone the Crows 9 out of 10. So 9 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom! Cheers!